I think Dricus looks good, looks very promising. He's a guy that if you don't get rid of, he kind of wins.
Who do you think has the best chance of beating Dricus at this point?
Hard to say. Hard to say.
In the run-up to the highly anticipated UFC 319 main event, Robert Whittaker shared his prediction for the middleweight title fight between Dricus du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev, shedding light on his thoughts after experiencing both fighters' brutal fighting styles firsthand.
I think it's obviously with every fight, it's very heavy mindset driven. You know, especially for his. He's tough as nails and he never quits. And he beats a lot of people on the backs of him not going anywhere.
Whittaker, still reeling from the damage he suffered at the hands of Chimaev, gave a candid assessment during a recent appearance on the Ariel Helwani show. Chimaev, who submitted Whittaker in under 4 minutes at UFC 308, is widely known for his explosive and relentless fighting style. The face crank Chimaev used to finish Whittaker was brutal and caused the former champion to lose several of his front teeth, making the whole experience a nightmare for Whittaker. On the other hand, du Plessis shocked the MMA world with a second-round knockout over Whittaker at UFC 290, securing his spot as a top contender.
I felt strong, I felt fit, like I was focused, I was locked in, everything was picture perfect. Got in there. Within seconds of the fight starting, I felt real comfortable standing with him. And the 2 drops to like a millimeter. How do you stop that takedown? And then, mate, he puts his forearm across, it just hits right there. Instantly, my teeth gave out. Obviously, the squeezing afterwards didn't help.
The Australian's prediction for the upcoming bout is straightforward. Chimaev has to finish du Plessis in the first round if he wants to win. According to Whittaker, if Chimaev cannot get the job done early, then the title will likely remain with du Plessis. Whittaker highlighted Chimaev's ability to impose his will in the opening exchanges, but he believes that du Plessis, if allowed to survive the early onslaught, will become stronger as the fight progresses.
Khamzat and DDP for next fight. Who do you think's going to walk away as the champion?
I can't see anyone really stopping Chimaev's takedowns. Like, his takedowns are so hard to stop. It's super high level. Can DDP drag it into those later rounds? Can it get through the first grappling exchanges and then start to capitalize on his just like persistence, like doggedness to go away? Honestly, if Chimaev can't get DDP out of there, DDP wins. DDP wins almost every fight. He's getting rid of it, right? But he's like bowling, baby.
The narrative surrounding Chimaev's ability to sustain his intensity over 5 rounds has been a topic of discussion for other MMA figures as well. Former UFC middleweight champion Luke Rockhold, who knows a thing or two about pressure and pace, offered his perspective on the upcoming bout. Rockhold was quick to praise Chimaev's wrestling and grappling skills, calling him a beast who can impose relentless pressure from the start. However, Rockhold also questioned whether Chimaev could maintain that level of intensity if du Plessis survives the first 2 rounds. However, Rockhold also questioned whether Chimaev could maintain that level of intensity if du Plessis survives the first 2 rounds.
It's not always about the most technical guy, like the guy who wants it more.
How do you think fares against Khamzat?
I think Khamzat is a go for broke kind of guy. Khamzat, if he can't out wrestle you, he can't control you in that fierce state of direction of what he does. I think he'll break. Khamzat will get him if he'll get him, but if he can't get him, it's going to be a hard 3rd, 4th, and 5th round.
Right.
I think that's going to be all Dricus.
So if it goes into the championship rounds, you like the champ?
Yeah, 100%.
Who wins, Dricus du Plessis or Khamzat Chimaev?
Another key voice in the debate over the du Plessis versus Chimaev matchup comes from Darren Till, who has trained extensively with Chimaev. Till, a former UFC middleweight title contender, believes that Chimaev will finish du Plessis in the first round. In a candid interview, Till mentioned that when he faced du Plessis, he dominated him for much of the first round before succumbing to a submission. Till doesn't see du Plessis causing Chimaev too many issues in the stand-up game. According to Till, Dricus is the champion now, but I really think Khamzat beats him. His confidence in Chimaev's abilities is clear, especially when it comes to their striking exchanges. Till also revealed that he would be part of Chimaev's camp for the fight, helping his friend and training partner prepare by offering insights into du Plessis' striking.
You think he beats Khamzat, your boy?
No, with respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus because He trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds. I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows. I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but, you know, Khamzat seems like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done.
Despite Till's prediction for a first-round finish, there's a clear recognition from many in the MMA world that Du Plessis has been an incredibly dangerous opponent. The South African is known for his chaotic fighting style, a combination of unpredictable striking and rugged grappling that has helped him become a dominant force in the division. Israel Adesanya, a former middleweight champion, has weighed in on the upcoming showdown, acknowledging the difficulty of the task that Chimaev faces. Adesanya, who lost to Du Plessis by submission in 2024, predicts that Du Plessis will win, but he adds an interesting twist. Adesanya believes that Du Plessis will get a late finish in the fight, suggesting that Chimaev could struggle if the bout goes into the later rounds. If Khamzat wins, it's the first 2 rounds, Adesanya said, underscoring the sense of chaos that surrounds Du Plessis' unpredictable nature in the cage.
Not bad, but I still think Lucas gets it. I think just late finish, late finish. Khamzat would, I think Khamzat will, if he wins, it's the first 2 rounds.
But in Sakati,
Or the first round. But Dricus is just chaotic.
As for Chimaev, many eyes are on his preparation for this fight, particularly how his cardio will hold up in the championship rounds. Several fighters and coaches have warned Chimaev about his endurance, with former bantamweight champion TJ Dillashaw pointing out that Chimaev's tendency to burn through his energy in the early rounds could backfire if he doesn't properly train for the later stages of the fight. Dillashaw emphasized that Chimaev needs to work on sustaining a high pace without overexerting himself in the opening rounds, noting that Du Plessis has the kind of resilience that could prove troublesome if Chimaev fades.
How are you going to train Khamzat Chimaev to beat DDP? Cardio. I just don't think he has the gas tank. If he doesn't finish DDP, because he's good, he's strong, his grappling's better, he's got good technical striking. I would put a lot more money on Chimaev if he trains the right way for his cardio. If he doesn't train his cardio the right way, I think it's going to be hard for him to put DDP away, and DDP's going to get him in the later rounds. He's asking him out. He ain't going to get tired.
Khamzat's grappling coach Alan Do Nascimento has been closely involved in Chimaev's preparations, which have included time in Russia, Abu Dhabi, and California. Mundram Nascimento spoke highly of Du Plessis, calling his style ugly but highly effective. He also acknowledged that Du Plessis' unorthodox techniques are difficult to prepare for, which makes him a dangerous opponent for anyone. But Nascimento also made it clear that Chimaev is prepared for a 5-round war if necessary. The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt believes that Du Plessis' striking is dangerous, but he trusts that Chimaev's grappling will be enough to neutralize it. Nascimento also dismissed rumors that Chimaev would retire if he won a UFC belt, claiming that Chimaev is more focused than ever on securing both the middleweight and welterweight titles. According to Nascimento, Chimaev has no issues cutting down to welterweight and plans to pursue both belts, a goal that aligns with his ambition to cement himself as one of the greatest fighters of his era. He said, "I respect Islam a lot. No doubt he is one of the legends of the sport, but DDP has a very high level of striking. He exchanged punches in equal conditions with Israel Adesanya. As his BJJ coach, I would love to see him get the submission, but Chimaev will decide what he will do in the fight." Meanwhile, the stakes of UFC 319 have led to an intriguing mix of predictions and strategies. Khabib Nurmagomedov, widely regarded as one of the best fighters to ever compete in the UFC, weighed in with advice for Chimaev. Khabib suggested that Chimaev might be better off striking with Du Plessis rather than focusing solely on wrestling. He believes that Chimaev's ability to strike could catch Du Plessis off guard, and he emphasized the need for Chimaev to conserve energy for the later rounds. If you put them straight boxing, Khamzat is better, Khabib noted, advising his fellow Chechen to remain calm and patient, acknowledging that a mistake in this fight could be costly.
Бей неплохо, вроде не было соперников.
Не думаю, что он больше Хамзат. Во-первых, ростом выше, во-вторых, по весу. Я не думаю, что он так будет большой. Главное, чтобы он заехал. Чикаго же держится.
Да.
Да, это очень хороший бой. Надо очень стрельнуть, я думаю, что это и проверка хорошая. Знаешь, как боец такой, то если ты его не вырубаешь, он будет драться до конца. Он интересный соперник. Он очень крепкий, он будет драться. Такой своеобразный кикбоксинг, руки-ноги выкидывать. Вот что хорошо, вот что плохо, например, у Дюплесси. Он не такой точный, но он очень много выкидывает. Я думаю, что мое личное мнение, я бы Хамзату посоветовал бы, чтобы он в стойке дрался с ним. Прикинь, если я делал бы, я бы посоветовал бы по-другому.
Да.
Вот чисто по боксу пустых, Хамзат лучше. Вот чисто по боксу. Это мое мнение. Просто здесь есть такой момент. Ты можешь сфорсировать события. Там раунд, 2. Но если ты его не финишируешь, ты очень много энергии потратишь. А потом надо в чемпионских боях.
Раунды, да.
А Хамзат не был в чемпионских раундах. Просто Хамзата в боях ты этого не видишь. Например, с тем же с Камару, с тем же с Гил.
Да.
В поздних раундах он перестает бороться, он уже дерется стойки. Сперва борется, если не получится, дерется стойки.
With all these differing perspectives coming from former opponents, coaches, and champions, it's clear that UFC 319 will be one of the most captivating matchups in recent memory. Fans will be on the edge of their seats, watching whether Chimaev's explosive nature can overpower Duplessis' grit, or if the South African's unorthodox chaos will prove to be his ticket to retaining the middleweight belt. Whether Chimaev can live up to the hype remains to be seen, but one thing is certain, this fight will be anything but predictable. The middleweight division has a new force in Duplessis, but Chimaev is hungry to claim the title, and with a world-class team behind him, he's as dangerous as ever.